Major breaking news out of South America. This is a moment that will be remembered for years to come, and it's sending shockwaves around the globe. Just hours ago, in a stunning turn of events, the United States launched a massive, coordinated military operation in Venezuela. According to former President Donald Trump, U.S. forces have successfully captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro himself, along with his wife. The world is watching as this story unfolds in real time. I'm here to break down exactly what happened, why this is such a big deal, and what the next steps might look like for Venezuela, the U.S., and the rest of the world. Here's how it all went down. At around 2 a.m. local time in Caracas, a series of powerful explosions shattered the night, jolting residents awake and plunging the city into chaos. Elite U.S. forces, primarily Delta Force, struck multiple high-value military targets, including Venezuela's main army base, key airfields, and several government buildings. The operation was swift, highly coordinated, and left little time for the Venezuelan military to respond. The night sky was lit up by fires and the roar of military aircraft as gunfire and explosions echoed across the city. Residents reported seeing helicopters and fighter jets overhead, adding to the sense of panic and confusion. After about 90 minutes of intense fighting and confusion, Donald Trump took to Truth Social to announce that Maduro and his wife were now in U.S. custody. He called the mission brilliant and praised the special forces for their precision and bravery. But make no mistake, this wasn't some random, spur-of-the-moment attack. This operation was months, if not years, in the making, involving extensive intelligence gathering and international coordination. The U.S. has accused Maduro of narco-terrorism and drug trafficking since 2020, and last year, they even put a staggering $50 million bounty on his head. For years, Maduro has been a wanted man in the eyes of American law enforcement. In the months leading up to this strike, the U.S. steadily increased its military presence in the Caribbean, deploying warships, fighter jets, and thousands of troops. They even seized oil tankers suspected of funding Maduro's regime, signaling that something big was coming. Venezuela, however, is not backing down. The military is on high alert, and the streets of Caracas are filled with both soldiers and angry protesters demanding answers. The government has declared a state of national emergency, called for all citizens to resist the foreign incursion, and is demanding proof that Maduro is still alive and unharmed. Venezuelan leaders are denouncing what they call imperialist aggression by the U.S., and there are already reports of both civilian and military casualties. The exact numbers are still unclear, but the situation on the ground is tense and volatile. On the international stage, reactions are deeply divided. The United Nations has called an emergency session, and world leaders are scrambling to respond. Cuba, Russia, and Iran have condemned the strike in the strongest terms, calling it a criminal act and a violation of international law. Protests have erupted in Havana, Moscow, and Tehran, with leaders vowing to support Venezuela. Meanwhile, Colombia is bracing for a potential flood of refugees as Venezuelans try to escape the chaos and uncertainty. Humanitarian organizations are already mobilizing to provide aid. On the other hand, Argentina and some U.S. officials are openly celebrating, calling this the dawn of a new era for Venezuela. Venezuelan exiles around the world are waving flags and cheering in the streets. Here in the United States, the political battle lines are already being drawn. Congress is locked in a heated debate over whether the attack was legal and what it means for America's role in the world. Some lawmakers insist the strike was necessary to restore democracy in Venezuela, while others argue it's a dangerous overreach and possibly unconstitutional. The country is deeply divided, so what happens next? One thing's for sure. Oil prices are already reacting, with experts warning of a possible spike in the coming days. The global energy market is on edge, and consumers everywhere could feel the impact. And with Maduro out of the picture, the biggest question remains: who is really in charge of Venezuela now? Will the military step in, or will a new leader emerge from the chaos? That's the latest update for now, but this story is developing by the minute. I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the U.S. operation in Venezuela? Drop your opinions in the comments below. Stay tuned for more updates. This story is far from over, and we'll be following every twist and turn as it happens.